never been boring.
Text.
You're on Facebook and on YouTube.
All right, so now let me do what I got to do for that one.
Yeah,
I lowered you guys a lot.
Thank you, baby.
Okay, is that better?
Testing, testing.
Better, testing.
We're on.
Better.
Isn't that
Good.
something? And it's
Yeah,
public.
I guess
This
that's
is
good.
crazy.
Yeah, I
All
can
right.
hear everybody.
I lowered everybody.
Good.
No, I tried.
Good.
We're
Good. Good.
Thanks, Dan. I can
How's
turn
yours,
this off.
Jonathan, now? Okay.
Ow.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fine.
So, hey, everybody out there in Facebook land, we're going to be starting in less than 10 minutes. We've already got people watching. Hey, everybody. We've already got people watching, guys.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
All right, very
Guess I could
cool.
bring it up on my phone too. See what's happening.
Yep. Oh, so I want to share it. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I'll share it on your walls now, okay?
Okay.
All right. So,
The
let's
people
do it.
watching are going to see us all playing on our phones.
It's a fascinating show.
That's what everybody does in restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh, there's John and me, looking rather dapper.
Yeah, I posted that one.
Marty already posted this.
Did he really? Awesome.
So where is
You
this
should get
live
your,
feed right now?
Can you get this like thing with your? Oh my God, I can't even talk. The screen. Maybe I can.
Is it on Facebook right
I'm
now?
putting it on your wall now.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's on your wall now.
I've been actually
Linda's from
wondering about
mine.
the
It's better if I
Oh,
put
there
it
it
from
is.
mine.
Okay.
Yep.
I had to hit play.
I've been going through all of them and wondering which one would be the best one.
You can't get that screen very well.
Okay, that has to
That's like a leader. Is this you?
has to be turned off. That
Oh, yeah,
board,
yeah, sound.
yeah, it has to be turned.
Yeah, yeah.
There you
What are
go.
doing? What are you getting at?
I was gonna get my little charger, but I'm not worried about it right now.
Now,
Where you are.
we're not friends on Facebook, guys. So,
The thing
Yeah, it's
under
right
the
underneath
chair
in
with
my
the
chair.
blue wire.
Linda and Kathy, can you guys share it now from your wall to
Sure will.
theirs? And then you guys can get me on Facebook as friends.
I'm gonna like you right now.
You're gonna like me. Oh, I like you too.
I have always liked you,
Aw.
even if I didn't know you.
So I don't know if I'm friends with you on Facebook. So I don't know
Okay.
if I
All right. So you guys can share right now on their walls because then it'll be
Yes.
live on
can.
their
Jonathan
walls.
will. Marty and Linda.
Don't ask me to share anything on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook.
I got you, Mel. It's coming.
Okay.
Should probably share it on the Snipes page also.
Do
right?
it. Share wherever you
Yeah,
want.
definitely.
Alright, so there goes. It should be on your wall now, Mel.
I'm putting it on Hamilton Radio.
Hello, hello, hello.
Can you hear me now?
That's good. We're at good volume level.
Test.
Can you hear me now, baby?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Melanie Doty Show.
Oh, and we keep it clean on my show, guys. just
gotta-
in case.
I'm
Just in
leaving.
case.
I gotta go.
No cussing on my show, guys. No politics, no cussing. You can
Yay.
praise Jesus, though, but no cussing and no politics.
Oh, thanks so much, Kath.
All right, so I put it everywhere now. So, Kath, you share. Put it on Lizards.
I shared it to him already.
All right, and
Who
it's
knows if
on
he's gonna
your
remember.
pages. Did you share it for them?
I did.
Okay, great.
So,
So we're everywhere, guys.
is that
Okay,
looking familiar?
Awesome.
Well, it should look like this now. So press on it.
5 more minutes.
Right, what do I gotta do?
Okay, so you need to go to your page.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, there you go,
So
kids.
yep,
So
I'm
just
gonna-
keep the volume down and you can watch it and da 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 da. Okay.
Your page is and this thing.
You know, it doesn't do what you tell me most of the time.
5 more minutes.
There we are. Guess that's us.
What time are we on until, Jer?
6:30.
6:30.
Okay. So why do I see you live, but I don't see me on my phone?
Refresh.
I see you.
I know, but I don't see me.
Well, that's weird.
Well, right now, okay, I'm not moving. My movement is behind.
Yeah, there's a lag.
Schedule.
Oh, there's a lag
There's a
with
lag.
that. That's don't worry about that for them, but that's why with us.
Oh,
But
I
it
wanna
should
watch-
still be on
I
there.
like watching the comments. Oh, Linda Stout's watching. Yeah, cool.
Isn't that was that it?
No, it's just a still
Oh,
frame.
okay.
I on my page. I don't see it.
It's on your page.
It should be.
You want me to see if I can share it with you and if you can get it that way?
I shared it on his.
Yeah,
You can
I
try
thought it
again.
was there.
Keep going. There you go. Press on that. There you go. Press on that.
Let's see.
Nope.
Alright, so let's hit here.
And there it is.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let me see if I can get
And you can
Lance
put
on
it up
board.
against your water bottle.
Awesome.
So does
See?
this mean people are watching this right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you have to start behaving.
But what are they watching?
They're watching what you see right there. They're watching us
They
right now.
they always
Wave.
they hang out until the show starts. Hey guys. Hi.
They're watching us watch our phones. Watch them watch us.
We
That's
are
right, that's what they're
totally mystified, folks.
Hi Mary. Brecco, 13
How
others.
do you see that people are watching?
Look, you can tell there's that many people watching right now.
5.
Yes.
But you got stuff there.
But
Are they
that's
talking
on
to
your-
you?
I got the comments.
That's on your page. Mine has a lot more because this is where it's
but-
broadcasting from.
If you turn it the other way, there's your
Ah,
comments.
there we go.
Yeah. You just
So-
can't do full screen without comments.
You guys are gonna love this show.
We're so excited.
3 more minutes.
Say something so Jerry knows you're here. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello,
I
hello.
gotta be closer.
How you doing?
We are
you doing?
here.
Nancy Truitt is watching.
Oh, that's my cousin. That's how.
Nance, I met Kathy at your birthday parties for your kids and
Now. we're-
your wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably like, what is she doing on there with her?
I'm still trying to put all the connections together.
It's-
Lizard, and I just can't fit everything together.
We
I met
Lizard
Jerry through
in
Lizard.
retro.
Lizard stalked me on Facebook. I never met him before and wanted me to go get naked with him in this sweat-on thing and wouldn't even tell me his name. He said it's Lizard. I said, yeah, right. So we got her involved and I said, she's cute. She's nice. I'll talk to her.
She did. And then Lizard got me to Extreme Fitness, and then I walked in, and Linda and my cousin have been best friends for how many years?
Since 9th grade.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yes.
I graduated in 1974. That's a really long.
Don't say that on the radio.
No, be proud of it.
I have to tell people I'm 62.
That's
in
right.
2 weeks.
We're gonna talk about it.
Fabulous, baby.
Go,
You made it.
Linda.
Yep.
I am.
Right on, man.
I saw you
Incredible.
go up that rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the challenge? Would
I
you
can't
like
That
even
was
move up
awesome.
that rope. I can't even jump up an inch on that rope. I'm like, no.
Good things come to those who work.
I will work at it.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna start.
Here we go, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on HamiltonRadio.net, guys. Tonight is going to be an amazing, amazing show. It's going to be incredibly empowering for so many people. So before we get to my panel, I just want to give a shout out to a few people. A lot of amazing things are happening to me. I've been picked up by 2 other networks, okay? PANJ Radio. Thank you, Rob Bell. I am with you the first Wednesday of every month at 3 p.m. out of Lambertville, New Jersey. We love PANJ Radio. I'm also at Beverly Nation Talk Shoe Radio. Brother O, grab me. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. I'm every other Monday night. I had an incredible show last night, and catch me in 2 more weeks, guys, okay? But I have to say this, and we all know this, it's all because of Hamilton Radio, because without Hamilton Radio, none of this would have been possible. Hamilton Radio has been an amazing avenue for me to help so many people, and I just, pray to God that we'll just continue to do this forever and ever until we can't anymore. Right, Kath?
Amen.
I mean, you know firsthand, you're no stranger to Hamilton Radio. You've been on the show so many times for so many amazing causes. Everyone who knows me, guys, knows I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. This is what I'm doing. I'm working with Robbinsville Police with a program called CARE for addiction. All proceeds, do you hear me? All proceeds. Buy my book on Amazon, go to Simon & Schuster, go to barnesandnobles.com. Buy my book. All proceeds will go to this cause right now, okay? What we're gonna do is we're also going to do something for wounded warriors. We've got a whole bunch of stuff going on that we're gonna be working with, okay? So that's what I want to share first and foremost. Robbinsville Police, what they're doing with this CARE program is unbelievable. If you get busted for drug addiction, they will immediately, in the car, ask you if you want help. If you say yes, they will do everything in their power to get you help right then and there. Not only get you help, they will also get you help after you've gotten help. They will help you get into a halfway house if needed. They will help you get a job. They will also stay in touch with you for years if they have to make sure you're okay and you're on the right track. Lee Paroli from Friendlies, he's teaming up with us with this as well, and so is Hamilton Radio. We are so excited to be part of this, okay? I can't say enough about it because that's where my heart is. The 27th of July 27th, guys, marked 27 years, and I hate to use the word clean and sober because I changed my life. There was no meetings for me, no AA, none of that nonsense. I gave my life to God and changed it entirely, okay? Today, I am now a nutritional health counselor. I am a life coach. I have different certifications in fasting and all. I cured 2 cancers when I was 30 years old without doctors, without meds. I went away. I've been all over the world for health. That's why tonight, this show is so important to me. Okay, guys? So having said all that, I'm going to have everyone here introduce themselves, and then I'm going to read the poem. All my people, wait for my poems, guys. Okay? I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. We're going to start over here.
Good evening. My name is Melanie Doty Snipes. I'm Director of Education of Snipes Farm and Education Center, which is in Morrisville, Pennsylvania.
And I'm Melanie's husband, Jonathan Snipes, and I'm Executive Director of Snipes Farm Education Center. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. So every man has a really great woman behind him, right?
Well,
Okay.
I think I might be behind her some of the time.
So, Kath.
Kathy Leary, I'm a client of Extreme Fitness and friend of Geri and friends of Jonathan and Melanie, so I'm just happy to be here.
And it's because of Kathy that this panel is here tonight, guys. Thank you, Kath.
You rock, girl.
Hi, I'm Linda Stout, a wife of Marty McLaughlin, and we run Extreme Fitness Personal Training in Fallsington, Pennsylvania, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump from Morrisville, Pennsylvania. And the amazing
Robbinsville.
Snipes, and Robbinsville, the amazing Snipes Farm is where Marty and I got married 3 years ago,
Oh,
Yeah.
next month. So, anyway.
that's amazing. All right, so, and who are you?
I am Marty McLaughlin. I own Extreme Fitness with my wife, and we have wonderful opportunities to change people's lives every day. As a matter of fact, John Snipes is one of the first clients I ever had in my entire career, going back 18 years now. So it's been a long time. John and I have been friends, and I worked at the farm on the landscaping crew years prior to that. So, I've been a friend of the farm for most of my life.
Yes,
now.
you have.
That's
Very cool thing.
So, guys, I'm going to read the poem that I wrote. Okay, get these guys on. All right. So, the poem is titled Extreme Fitness. My guests here tonight are really quite cool. They're so into fitness, healthy food is their fuel. Extreme Fitness is their business name. Helping others succeed is their claim to fame. Over 18 years, they've worked really hard, award after award, and contests they've starred. With 4 facilities and working on 5, their mission in life, keeping people alive. Not just physically, mental as well. Spiritually and guided, health is what they sell. Martin and Linda are amazing, I say, here to inspire on my show today. Marty's story is crazy. Wait till you hear. This man's neck was broken, semi-paralyzed with fear. 2007 was that horrible year. Extreme Fitness almost left, instead embraced his fear. All they give back, too much to tell, but Snipes Farm is one, helping kids stay well. Trust me on this, just wait until you hear even guest speakers on a program called Dare. I can keep going on, but I'd rather they do. Such amazing info they will tell you. I do want to say congrats to my friends. Through all of your struggles, you came through being cleansed. Marty and Linda, I give you the floor. Me and my audience can't wait to hear more. So this is for you guys.
So cool, man.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So,
Very nice.
you guys can't see this cute picture here, but it's like, these cartoons of 2 women cycling and one is dying, What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except a spin instructor. They will kill you. They will kill you. All right, so that's for you.
Oh, I love
and
it.
this
That
book
is
is for
just
you
so
guys.
cool.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
So,
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool.
So why don't we start? Let's start with what, all right, I'm going to ask you some personal questions because
I'm good.
we have to let everybody out there really understand. This is not just about, another training center. It's not. Tell everybody about your accident. Let's start there.
Wow, what an adventure that was. So yeah, you're right. 2007. I had a client who was also my massage therapist at the time, and I would go to her house for routine massage therapy. Anyway, she had a beautiful dog, old golden lab, that was on its way out. She gave me a call on that afternoon. Her name was Lucy. She said, "We're gonna be putting Lucy down." And every time I would be in her office waiting, all I did was play with the dog. I'm a dog guy. I love this. So I said, I got to come by and just say my goodbyes. She's been a friend to me for a long time. So at the time I was riding a motorcycle. It was the first motorcycle I ever owned. It was not a rocket. It was an upright cruiser, really nice. And I drove it to her place. It was only a few miles down the road. And it was daytime when I left. And I didn't like to make it a practice of driving at night. Just didn't feel comfortable with it. Especially where we live. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of craziness. So I got to spend some time with Lucy. And as the sun started to set, said my goodbyes. And it was about twilight when I left. And about half a mile away from her house, which is only about 2 miles away from where I live, I made a turn onto the last major road I had to hit to get home, and about 300-400 yards ahead was a bar on the same side of the road as I was driving on, with a minivan that was getting ready to pull out to go the opposite direction on the road that I was. It's a 4-lane highway. So I got through first gear. I could see the minivan clearly. I could see the driver clearly. She was looking at me. I was looking at her. Got to second gear. She's still looking at me. I'm still looking at her blinker, knowing she was going to turn left. And as I pulled the clutch to shift into third gear, the reality was she never saw me at all. I didn't realize what state of mind she was in. Wow. She just stabbed on the gas and did such a poor job of it that she didn't even get across the 2 lanes I was in. She wound up turning directly into my lane. And it was you can't imagine it. It's so fast. You have 0 time to react. I had enough time to think I can lay this bike on its side and I'm going to be okay. So that was my goal, was to just turn it and lay it on the ground. But physics and 35 miles an hour against however fast she was going happens so quick. So I remember hearing the impact, and the next thing I knew was, the whole world was just a spinning kaleidoscope. Everything was spinning. You don't know which end is up. It feels like you're flying forever. There is some truth to the fact that in those times, things slow down, time slows down, and it really felt like seconds before I hit the ground. But the first thing that hit the ground was the back of my head. And to me, it sounded like a stick breaking. It was just a loud crack, which I thought was my head hitting the ground, and I'm sure part of it was. I tumbled and rolled a little bit and wound up on my hands and knees in the middle of the 4-lane highway. And the only reason I knew where I was because as soon as I tried to lift my head, another car just went whoosh, straight across the front of my
Oh, my
face. So
God.
traffic had not even stopped at that point.
Oh,
So
my
thank God I landed
God.
on the yellow lines, or I might have been run over in the opposite lane of traffic. I was not wearing a helmet. So, here's the crazy thing and the power of endorphins. The first thing I started to do was look at my arms. I touched my arms. I touched my legs, and I'm going, oh, my God, my arms aren't broke. My legs aren't broke. This is just, it's a miracle. I can't believe it. I had road rash all over my arms and my hands. But my vision was just totally clouded. So there I am trying to stand up in the middle of the road, trying to clear my vision. And what do you do when you try to clear your vision? You start shaking your head, shaking it. So I'm shaking my head, trying to get my eyes to clear, and it wouldn't happen. So I thought, wait, now I'm coming to my senses. I'm in the middle of the road. I should get out of the road. So I managed to walk from the 2 lanes into the bar parking lot. And, your brain, it's just amazing. The endorphins kept the pain at 0 until I got my feet on the curb. And as soon as my brain knew I was
safe.
no longer in danger.
Wow.
It was amazing. The pain, it felt like somebody stuck a shoehorn in the back of my neck and was trying to pop my head off. The pain was, it was so bad, I knew, I mean, with my understanding of anatomy and physiology, what I do, that I had a neck injury.
Yes.
I didn't know that it was broken, but I thought I should sit down. No, wait, I should lay down. So I got to the ground and I laid back, and once I hit the ground, that was it. The whole left side of my body stopped working. I couldn't turn my head. I couldn't move my arm. I couldn't move my leg. And I was laying down actually in between 2 parked cars. So now I'm thinking, it's dark. I don't know if anybody knows where I am. Where's the driver? Where's the person that hit me?
Where was the person that hit you?
So this is the story only gets better, guys. So, the next thing I know, I'm looking up at the stars because that's the only place I could look. And this face came kind of popping up over my face. So clearly I assumed it was the driver. And she said, "Are you okay?" I said, no, I'm really not okay at all. I need you to dial 911 right now. And she never moved. She just kept staring at my face. So I'm thinking in my head, well, maybe she doesn't understand a whole lot of English, So I said it again, 911.
Yeah.
I need you to call 911 right now.
She was in shock.
So
We're drunk.
the next thing I know, she's just, and I'd have to get up and show. I'll get up. So the position she was in was standing over me like this, and then she went like this.
Oh my gosh.
And she just kept going like that until she was out of my vision. I couldn't see her anymore. And till my eyes couldn't see her, because I could turn my eyes that way, but I couldn't turn my head. So I thought, okay, all right, she's in shock. She's looking at me. I don't know if my face is bleeding, if my head's bleeding. I knew my head hit the ground really hard. So 2-3 seconds goes by, and I hear a car door close. I thought, that's got to be somebody else, man. That can't be her. And then I hear, to me, what's very noticeable is the click, click, click. I hear this, oh, my God. Is she putting that car in gear?
No.
And then she drove past me to go around the back of the bar, thinking there was an exit in the back, but there was no exit in the back. So she had to turn around and come back and drive past me a second time.
Oh my God.
And she got out on the road, and she took off down the road and left me in the dark.
Oh my gosh.
Wait.
All she knew, just to lay there and die, man.
Wait.
Right? How does that happen?
Did they catch up?
How does that happen? So now I know I'm alone, and I don't know where my motorcycle is. Is it still where it was? Did it fly off the road? So it's like you feel like you're in a movie. I'm saying,
Did
dude.
anyone else stop?
But no. So at that point
I
there was
don't
not a lot of
understand.
traffic. It was a dark road. The whole thing was perfectly set. So I'm thinking, my phone's in my pocket. Just get your phone, dude. Dial 911. My phone's in my left pocket. I'm trying to use my left hand, which isn't working.
Guys, we have a phone call.
Go ahead.
Phone caller? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who's calling?
Hey, it's Joe Cavanaugh. I'd like to chime in and say some nice things about Marty and Linda when you're available.
So, we're available, honey, but just talk a little louder.
It's up, Big
Sure.
Joe.
Hold on. Go ahead.
You're the man. You go.
Danny, I'm low.
All right. Hey, guys. This is Joe Cavanaugh. How you doing, Marty and Linda?
We're good, bro. Say hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Hey, listen, I have a privilege to see them every day. And if you guys don't know what they do, you should come check it out. These two amazing people have a business, not just to train people, but change people's lives, be a friend, and also myself, who suffered many injuries, they'll modify, make things better for you, and always worry about how you're doing the next day, how you doing on your meal plan. I just want to let everybody know, when you hear Extreme Fitness, you don't be afraid. You walk in the door and you're part of the family. So I just want to let you guys know, boot camps, the personal training, you should try them out. They're just not owners. They're family. So you guys enjoy the rest of your show, and I love you both.
We love you.
Share
right
this
back,
show,
Joe.
and thank you for calling in.
Thanks
Awesome.
so much, Joe. You're the man, bro.
Take care.
Beautiful. Thank you, Joe.
Awesome. He's a good guy. So, my left hand doesn't work. I can't get my phone out of my left pocket. So I know my right arm works. So I'm trying to put my hand in my pocket. But by then, the road rash and the injury to my right hand, it just looked like a big, fluffy water balloon. You know, the skin was 3 or 4 inches thick and swollen. My fingers were starting to web together. And no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't physically put my hand in my pocket. The minute my skin hit the pocket, I was pulling it out going, damn, get your phone. But I couldn't pull it off. No matter how much I tried to convince myself to get it, the pain was just too great. My insides were hurting. I thought I probably have internal bleeding. Okay.
Who finally called 911 for you?
Well, as I'm making my peace with God, which is what I started to do.
Okay, beautiful.
I have 2 children, and I'm thinking that's just please God, take care of my family, because I'm gonna die here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Still trying to struggle to get the phone. The next thing I know, I hear a woman's voice from a distance going, "Honey, stop trying to get that phone." I dialed 911. I don't know if the minivan that pulled out of here was the one that hit you, but I took the license plate down.
Okay, beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
to this day, man, I wish she was listening right now. I never saw her face. She never came to see me in the hospital. She never introduced herself. I'll never know who she was. But long story short, on the driver, that morning, she had just gotten out of a 30-day alcohol treatment program that day, and went straight to the first takeout, and went from takeout to takeout throughout the day, drinking and driving, until she was getting beer at that takeout at 9 o'clock, 8:30 p.m.
There you have it.
And she never saw me. The police arrested her in front of her house 11 minutes after the accident, and she blew a 3-4. She was a divorced mother of 5. Wow. She had no license, no insurance, no registration. So there was no help for me outside of that. Thank God I had my own insurance at the time that would at least cover my medical bills. The ambulance came, and they're going, why don't you sit up? I'm like, because I think my neck is broken, guys. I'm not sitting up, man. This is crazy. It felt like the Three Stooges. They got the crash cart. So there is a funny part to the story. I have to relay this, man. It's so crazy. As I'm laying there, and they're going to get the flatboard to roll me on, this gray-haired gentleman sticks his face right over mine. He had a big, long, braided ponytail that hung down the side. And he goes, "Bro, is there anything in your pockets I need to get out before the police show up, man?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Bro, this kind of thing happened to me once, man, and I got busted, man. I got busted. Can I help you out?" I said, "There's nothing in my pockets, bro.
That's great.
I'm a personal
That is
trainer. I'm
great.
really okay, man." He goes, okay. So,
That's
comic
great.
relief part's over. They put me in the ambulance, and they're driving me down the road where now they have to check me for wounds everywhere. So they have the super scissors out, and they're cutting all my clothes off. I was wearing a Superman muscle shirt at the time, and they grabbed it and went to cut it. And I said, "Guys, please don't cut this shirt." As silly as it sounds, I think that's why I'm still alive. I wasn't wearing a helmet. I please don't cut this shirt. They said, "The shirt's getting cut. We have to see." So they start cutting, and I swear, in my mind, I can still hear all the fibers getting cut. I'm crying because they're cutting the shirt. "Please don't cut my shirt." And so they take me to the hospital, and if you've never been in a trauma center, wow, what a ride, man! Because there's just doctors everywhere. They're checking every part of your body. They can't give you any pain medication because they don't want to mask
right.
any injuries you may have. X-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, hours are going by, and it was so bad. So finally the trauma doc came in and he said, "What do you think's wrong?" I said, "I think I have a broken neck." He said, "You're right on point. What do you think's broke?" I said, "I'm going to go with C7. He said, "You're close. It's C5. That's the paralyzing vertebrae. But you're very fortunate because the right side has a hair that's still attached. The whole left side is broken. So we're thinking we're not going to do a halo. We're just going to put you in a full restriction collar and see where this goes. And let's take it one day at a time." He said, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a personal trainer." And he said, "Not anymore. Just be glad that you're still alive. And let's
So-
work on getting moving."
That's what we want to talk about here a little bit. Because, guys, listen, the reason why this is such an amazing show tonight, because in spite of this, wait till you hear what they do in spite of this. Because anyone else, not everybody, but the majority of people, let's face it, the majority of people, if they broke their neck, their training would be over, just like the doctor said, right?
Yeah.
Just like the surgeon said. But that didn't happen here. Why didn't it happen here? Were you guys together at the time?
He was my trainer.
He was your trainer.
I was a paralegal, and
Okay.
he hired the law firm I worked for to now follow through all of the legal steps that he needed.
Okay.
But I need to just inject the fact that his muscular neck stopped what would have happened
Yeah.
with a neck that is not trained.
Yeah.
Stop that
The trauma
momentum.
doc said that, if it wasn't for the shape you were in, you probably would be paralyzed for sure. So actually the side of my neck that was broken, if you've ever had a pork tenderloin, that's the size of the muscle that supports your neck. And that muscle in my neck was torn through 75% straight through. So if it wasn't for the density of the muscle supporting my neck, I'm sure I would have been paralyzed. But to answer your question really fast is what got me to immediately focus on total recovery was as soon as that doctor said that to me, my mom was at my bedside, and she immediately fell apart. She was just instant waterfall of tears. And as he's walking out the door, I said, "Mom, why are you crying, man? That guy doesn't know me at all. And I'm not, so, thank you, Mom. I know you're watching out there. I love you so much. And your tears, your instant falling apart was the first step I needed, the first push I needed to say, for you, I'm going to do this. Not just for me, not for my clients, but there's no way now I'm going to lay down and not find a way to pull this off.
That's beautiful.
Man.
That's
So
beautiful.
I'm sure nobody believed it. The next 5 days I spent in the trauma center. I couldn't feed myself. I ate oatmeal and macaroni and cheese because my jaw wouldn't work. So whatever I could mash against the roof of my mouth, that's what I ate. And I couldn't move. But on the last day, the day before I left the hospital, I was having a conversation with one of the nurses, and I said, "Can you guys get me a walker? Is there anything you can do to help me try to move?" So they got a hold of one of the physical therapists, and he brought a walker in, and he helped me get sitting up, which was an adventure in itself, and got me on my feet, and I was able to bear enough weight on both arms to help drag my left leg while the right leg worked. It probably took me 10 minutes to get from the bed to the door, but once I got out the door, the nurses' station was just a few rooms down the hall, and all of the nurses were standing in the hallway. They must have known I was trying. And as soon as I got out the
They
door,
were clapping.
everybody cheered and
Yeah,
clapped.
sure.
So, the amount of support I got from the hours after the accident happened was critical. If I was alone or I didn't have the friends I had, I moved right from there to a hospital bed in my living room for the next 3 months, and that's where I laid. Getting up and walking was just not anything I really wanted to do. It was too painful. The clients I was training prior to the accident were still coming by and paying their regular weekly invoices, even though I wasn't training, to help me make ends meet.
Oh, beautiful.
I had a chiropractor that I was doing some personal training for. They paid my mortgage for a solid month. People came every day with prepared food. So, I was able to put aside worry and stress and focus on getting better. And
That's beautiful.
the community of people, that's what has led me to do what I do and give back to the farm, to what we do.
So let's talk about what you do and the farm. So now, Tell everybody.
The farm is awesome, guys. If you have never been to Snipes Farm in Morrisville, must go. It's one of the last big historic farms that I'm aware of in the area. Recently got its organic status too. Yes, awesome.
Beautiful.
John and Melanie are just, you have to meet them to know how special of people that they are, and they are the most giving and loving and caring people I know, and they do so much for the community in general. They tried so many things, and I've watched them push and pull, and then I found out about the youth program, the summer camp that they offer each year. And I was fortunate enough a couple of times last year to visit the program with John and see some of these kids, and they come from all walks of life. It's a seed to fork kind of program, or a seed to plate, really. They do everything. They learn how to plant seeds. They learn how to grow vegetables. They're taking care of animals. They're harvesting the vegetables. They're cleaning them. They're cooking. They're preparing. They're doing drama and outside activities, learning about the environment. It's just such an amazing educational experience that I don't know where else they would get that. And then finding out that some of the children in that program are less fortunate, and some of those children in that program are coming directly from homeless shelters. So where would they get opportunity to do this? And I know also finding out more that sometimes there's people from the farm getting in a van and driving to the homeless shelter to pick the kids up and bring them to the program because they have no way to get there. So it's completely funded by the outside. John and Melanie have so many things going on. So, that's all I thought of when I heard about it is what can I do to help? We love supporting kids programs. We love supporting the local community. And, the kids right now, that's where the whole future is going to come from, They don't have any way of taking care of themselves. They didn't ask to be in that situation. And if they come from a family that could be drug addicted or alcoholic in nature, that's not their fault, but they got to live in that situation. And why should they be penalized because of choices that their parents made? So if there was a way that we could help out in that, I thought, why not give it a try? And we had thought about running a 5K. So the first year we did the 5K at the farm, it was what it should be. What did we maybe have? 50 people maybe showed up for the event that day, and I was happy with that. I thought it was great, man. It was better than nobody showing up. So all we wanted to do each year was find a way to make it grow, and this will be the 5th year now that we've put the program together. Last year, I think with a couple of big donations that we had from some folks that chipped in, even one of our clients at Extreme kicked in. We probably
It was 8,000.
Yeah.
8,000.
It was $8,000
$8,000 is what we raised last year.
Wow, amazing.
And it's a wonderful time because we have, being in the position that I'm in at the gym, we know so many people. So I got to give some props out to the 7 Band, one of the best and longest running rock bands in Bucks County. They donated a concert for us last year. Broken Goblet Brewing came and donated their beverages to the event. Ma and Pa's Tex-Mex Barbecue Food Truck came and donated their services. We had a bunch of vendors come out. DJ Joey Nichols came, and last year's theme was 80s. So everybody came in their bright neon and their crazy hair, and we changed outfits multiple times through the day. It was just a fun event.
We would be him.
Yeah, I had the shortest pair of shorts on in the world, I think, by the end of that day.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
This year we're doing the 70s theme, so we're telling everybody to wear their bell bottoms and their wide brim collars and put flowers in your hair and
Hot pants.
Yeah, man. We're just we want to try to make it a fun event. It has a 1 mile walk. It has a 5K run. The 5K run goes through the entire. How many acres is the farm?
It's 150.
150, man. So it's through the orchards, it's through the pastures, it's through the forest area, it's through all the animals, it's around the corn maze. We try to incorporate a little bit of the corn maze into it. And they do hay rides and farm tours. So, people can just come and be at the farm. People can come and just do the 1 mile walk. People can do the 5K. They can come and listen to the concert. The 7 Band is coming back again this year. They can come and just bring a lawn chair and listen to the music and be a part of the experience. We have a separate obstacle course area. And, you know, these days with all the big mud runs and the tough obstacle courses, it's not that. You know, we want it to be something that gets people out of their comfort zone a little bit, but doesn't make them feel like they have to be superior athletes and wear a Spartan helmet in order to complete the event. But and not everybody does it. So, and then of course you don't even have to show up. Just donate. You know, it's as simple as that. The program can grow. The program can stay in existence, and more children can become a part of it. There can be more parts added to the program if there's more money available. So. We're locked into it, I think. You know, there's no way we could not do this anymore. We experienced our first real fundraising shock this year because, as you mentioned, I've become the go-to guy as a special guest speaker for the DARE program in Lower Bucks County, which is drug and alcohol resistance education. It goes to all the 5th grade classes in all the elementary schools. And I share my story about in the accident. I also have another story about my older son that I share. But supporting that program, the Falls Township Youth Police Academy, we have a 5K every year with that. Last year we had about 300 runners show up for that event. This year we had less than 100. So you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes people are in a really giving mood, and sometimes they're not. But I will say in regards to that event, even though we had over 200 less runners, at the end of the event, we ended up raising about $400 more money than we did because the generosity of people really excelled. And we saw that with their event last year also.
How long have you guys been around?
Well, Snipes Farm has been around a long time. Our nonprofit organization is celebrating its 10th anniversary, but my family's been there for 5 generations.
Right, because Allentown, I went to Allentown High, and we knew about Snipes Farm when I was younger, you know? And so when Kathy was telling me about all this, I was like, wow, they're still going, you know?
Yeah, we're still there.
That's amazing.
Doing different things, but...
Well, tell everybody now what you guys are doing and your flyers and all that. Talk a little bit about it.
So I wondered, Mel, if you wanted to say a little bit more about the camp and how the camp runs, because it's so central to what we're doing.
So we are in our 7th week of 9 weeks this summer, and we've had an amazing summer. We've had an average of 60 campers every week, and the amount of joy and songs and snacks and bunnies cared for and chickens fed and forts built in the woods and dams built in the creek and salamanders found and friendships made and all the wonderful snacks we make. I mean, it's a very full day. We have a wonderful staff. The director is Luann Dietrich, and the camp's 11 years old because, we even got started before we became a nonprofit. And we use our whole campus for camp. The whole farm is available. So we've picked blueberries, we've picked blackberries, and we can tour the greenhouses, the farmers' greenhouses. So the tomatoes are so gorgeous right now that I had us just do a little walking tour through a greenhouse that you can roll the sides up so it's not like unbearably hot. And it was just so amazing. It was like being in an enchanted forest, you know, just because the tomatoes are red. And just we string the tomatoes from the roof of the greenhouse. And so we're just in amongst this colorful, delicious space that you just don't run into anywhere. Like, where does my food come from? Well, sometimes you can grow tomatoes in a greenhouse, and it looks like this. And these are our earlier tomatoes. And then we have, of course, many more tomatoes out in our big growing fields. So Jonathan will talk more about community-supported agriculture, but
they were the best tomatoes ever.
Hold that thought, guys. We have a phone caller. Hello?
Hello. Hi, Jared. This is Mary.
Hi,
again.
Mary. How are you?
I'm okay. You have another one of my favorite topics on tonight, so I thought I would call in.
There you go.
I hope I'm not interrupting what the speaker was saying, but I just wanted to say that I think it's amazing what these people do. And the gentleman that was speaking before that had the accident with the woman who blew a 3.4 alcohol level, I mean, that is, I can't believe he survived. And I think that him being physically fit did put him at a great advantage.
Yeah, we when I tell the story, I always tell people, you know, God had plans for me. It wasn't my time to go. There was better things for me to do, and many times people ask me, you know, did that change your life in any way? How could it not? You know, you rarely can look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is my real second chance at life, and it really makes you evaluate who you are and what you're doing with every facet of your life, and how can I make this better. And it pushed me in a whole new direction. And you know, regardless of how horrible the recovery was and parts of my life that fell apart after that accident, it was probably one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me, because it's what made me what I am today and helped me be where I am.
Yep.
I'm sorry?
It's just what helped me get where I am. There was definitely,
but
although I was
a personal trainer before.
Yes.
So you were fit.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. You know, it's just how quickly you can go from being in the best shape of your life to the worst shape of your life in a nanosecond. It was instantaneous. It was psychologically almost impossible to wrap my head around that for almost a year before I managed to get myself back to work and train in my first
mobility. Your mobility back.
Oh, just you know, being able to get through a day, acting like a normal person without a limp, without a sharp pain, without numbness, without depression. There was a lot going on.
Well, Mary, I love you. You know that.
I'm an exerciser, and when I first went to college when I was 17, my major was health and physical education. So I really think that exercise is a big component. But before, I have a few questions. But what is the relationship between Snipes Farm and Extreme Fitness Personal Training?
He just actually spoke about that.
Okay, I must have missed it.
Yeah, he just spoke about that because we just have a lot to cover right now. He just talked all about that. We're going to have Snipes continue what they were saying, then you can hear a little bit more and how they work together.
Okay.
All right.
Do they have any tips on losing belly fat after menopause, like the menopause muffin top?
I have a tip. Go to Extreme Fitness.
There you go. Best tip in history.
All right.
How do you get rid of this menopause muffin top?
You got to come to Extreme Fitness and go through some boot camps.
They'll give you some. That's right.
Meal plan.
Yeah.
Meal plan.
I mean,
this is the exercise you got to work on the most. This one right here.
Right.
You got to do a little bit less of this one.
Mary, 80% of that belly comes from what's going into your mouth every day. And any trainer that doesn't tell you that.
Well, so that's not really it. I try to do an hour of aerobic exercise daily, sometimes a little bit more. But how about the do you recommend the high intensity interval training?
That's basically our main format in the group classes that we do. The thing is that, you know, high intensity exercise in general, the word exercise is a relative statement. Everybody thinks that they're working out hard enough to eliminate body fat. The reality of it is, from our perspective, is that 98% of the population are not doing even close to what they need to do. It's very hard to get out of your comfort zone. It's very hard to put your body in a metabolic state and to be able to focus on nutrition. It all comes together. The easiest thing to do is to give somebody else the reins and let them show you exactly what it needs to be like. And it's not for everybody.
Well, what Met level would you say to burn fat? You need to be exercising at a Met level between what, like 8 and 11?
there's a lot of factors involved in determining that. Your age, your body weight, the amount of muscle mass that you have. It really differs for every person. There's no one solid answer that I could give you that I would be willing to give you. I think that's one of the biggest problems with the fitness industry is they just think there's a blanket statement that's going to work for everybody. And everybody wants to believe that. But the reality of it is that our metabolisms are as unique as our fingerprints. So getting to know the individual, their lifestyle, the type of foods that they're eating, the medications that they're on, the amount of activity they do each day, that's really the secret to decoding what needs to happen for each individual. So it's a challenge.
Well, it will have to be individualized. Now, do you have any medical exercise specialists on your team?
We all are, believe it or not. We've been at this for so long. I will say that I don't think there is an injury or a medical condition we have not worked with multiple times. And, you know, the beauty of how we've learned to develop our business over the years is to work with that. So when we tell our class that this is the exercise we want you all to do, we might have 30 people in a classroom, and we might be looking at 30 different versions of that exercise because we have to give everybody a little bit of a leeway to be able to succeed and feel like they're doing a great job and not make them feel like they have to be the best person in the room. All that's going to do is lead to more injury, frustration, and watch them leave the program. So we learn what everybody can do, and they find their way, and we're fully supportive of how they have to get an exercise done.
So you meet them where they are at.
Yes.
Is basically what you do.
Exactly.
That's what people should be doing with everything when they're trying to help
And they're
someone.
intimidated. And we know we hear so many stories of our existing clients trying to get in the door while there's somebody standing in front of the door crying, afraid to open it.
That's right.
And they have these motivational conversations in the parking lot with each other, trying to get one to convince the other to come in.
It's beautiful.
And they always say the same thing. I don't know what I was so afraid of. You know, these people welcomed me. I walked in the door and strangers came up and introduced themselves and shook my hand. And Marty or Linda or James or Martine or Crystal, whoever was in charge of the class that day, said, "Don't worry about that. Why don't you try this?"
Beautiful.
And, you know, you need to move. That's the answer. You do not need to
absolutely.
perform.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no competition. It's, you know, try figure out a way.
And I think what should become big, too, is exercise for chronic pain.
Yes.
You have people, because it really helps, exercise with chronic pain. I think, you know, get people off opiates. I had a major back surgery, and you know, I had to use a walker, which is like would be unheard of for me for a short period of time. But you know, exercising has really, I don't need opiates anymore because of the exercise that I do.
Awesome. That's fabulous.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Gino's telling me we have another caller. Dr. We have another
go
caller.
ahead. I'm
but
sorry.
Listen, do me a favor. I need you to do me a favor, Mayor. Can you share this, please?
Sure.
Share this on your wall because we really want to get all this information out there as much as we possibly can.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll share. I'll
Thanks,
definitely
Mayor.
share it.
All right.
Okay,
Doc G?
thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Doc G?
Bye-bye.
Did they hang up? Oh, they hung up? Caller, call back. Call back. We don't have their number, right? Okay, they'll call back. Okay. So continue saying what you were saying because that was really awesome about Snipes.
Tomatoes.
Yes.
Yeah, just
I'm still thinking about those awesome tomatoes.
So the cool thing that happened just this morning, we divide our camp by ages, and so our youngest campers are the green beans.
Okay.
Those are the 5 and 6 year olds, and then the rutabagas are the 7 and 8 year olds, and then the zucchinis are the 9 and 10 year olds.
Do you have 3-year-olds? My granddaughter's 3.
Not quite.
Okay.
She's gonna have to wait just a little while. But we do have the Little Sprouts program for kids ages 3 to 5.
Okay.
So we still got 4 more sessions of Little Sprouts. So it was the green beans' turn in the garden this morning, and we had a great time watering the flowers. But we harvested green beans, tomatoes, pumpkins. We actually are growing some pumpkins, and so we're going to make our own pumpkin puree for one of our snacks.
Cool.
Because we got another big one to harvest. And we harvested carrots and cucumbers.
Nice.
And so one of the thrills for these kids is to actually pull the carrot out of the ground and wash it off and eat it right then. and literally eating raw green beans.
We used to do that when we were young.
Right.
In Long Island at my grandparents. That's what we did. It was amazing.
Yeah. It is. Everything is so delicious and so fresh and so inspiring. And the flowers that we plant, of course, attract the butterflies, and they find worms. And so the garden itself is an adventure when you get there. And I'd say that really, because of the world that we live in, which is stressful, that coming to the farm and being with the land and the sky and the green and growing things and animals
Beautiful.
and friends, you can really leave your distress, like the earth just absorbs it.
Beautiful.
It drops
Very
away,
calming.
and the kids can go skipping around and just, have each other, have wonderful, loving staff, and just, really be kids again and be covered with dirt and sweat and, just literally they're exhausted and, we wear them out.
It's beautiful.
In a good way. I mean, they're just running around outside all day. So that's Snipes Farm Day
beautiful.
Camp. We have scholarshiped 34 children to camp this year with the generous support of Extreme and through grants and other businesses and individuals. And we're so grateful for that community support. And just, we feel so blessed to use the land for the greatest good.
Beautiful.
So Jonathan can talk more about the other programs.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Brother O from Beverly Nation Radio. He's watching. So you guys are going to be really famous now, right,
Yes.
Brother O? Okay.
Right? Oh.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
I just wanted to add that I was glad that Mary asked her question, the last caller, about she said, what's the connection between Snipes Farm and
Yes.
Extreme? And I think she's thinking on a practical level, how do we work together? But I was listening to Marty's story, and then what Melanie just said about the kids and the effect of being on the land. It's the earth has an amazing way. We are naturally from the world. That's where we come from. That's where human beings come from. We evolved in this beautiful garden. So kids know that. They just instinctively know it, and for them it's natural. Maybe adults are a little worried about getting dirty, or they'll tell their kids, oh, don't pick that up, it's dirty. The kids, they want to get dirty.
do.
So they have their hands in the dirt. And for kids that might have experienced some kind of trauma or hurt, the land has an amazing ability to
Beautiful.
absorb that trauma, I think.
That's beautifully
We're
said.
running a summer camp. We're not running a therapeutic program per se, but it is, in a way, it is for adults and for kids of all ages. And they naturally adapt to the environment. And I remember one little boy carrying around, I think it was a squash. This was going back 3, 4, 5 years. They'd picked this squash. He was carrying like a baby. He carried it throughout the day. He sat in the circle and held on to his squash. Just a city kid, a kid that lives in the city. And it's just, for them to see something pop out of the ground, it's a miracle. I mean, it is miraculous because we can't really explain how it all works.
That's right.
But how that tomato squeezes out of that plant. But we're glad it does.
That was beautifully said. Thank you. Wow, I love that. And it is very therapeutic. I mean, I remember as a child playing in the dirt and in the mud, making mud pies. It was the best.
That's when I got to visit the program. They were down at the creek, and I think they had made boats, right? Little boats.
They were probably making boats.
And they were setting these little boats that they made into the creek and setting them down, and there was splashing going on, and nothing but laughter. I mean, if you would have told me that there was one sad kid, one kid that was going to have to go home to a sad environment that day, I couldn't have picked that one out. And just watching them all interact and carrying on and having such a wonderful time, it gave me goosebumps on my arms that day. It was fabulous, man. Just to sit back and watch them go. And I've never seen anything like it.
Watching the kids, you don't know who lives in a mansion and who
that's
lives in a
my
homeless
point.
shelter.
Right.
These are all kids, and they're having a great equal experience.
They were respectful and wonderful, and you're right. It's the magic of the farm. It just brought them to a special place.
I'd like to add that, 10 dozen years ago, when my family was trying to think about what would be the next step for the best use of the land, we'd had a nursery and garden center for 50 years that my uncle and aunt run. And that kind of had reached the end of its, of its span, and we knew we did not want the farm to be, well, we knew, first of all, we didn't want to sell, because most of the farms in the area had done that. And as my sister Susan said, it was the least creative thing we could have done, was to sell out and walk away with a lot of money and see the place get paved over. So we set a goal for ourselves that we wanted the land to be maintained over the years going forward, and that we wanted it to be open to the public. So what are the programs that we could provide that would both sustain us financially and then also be a service to the community? We did not want to be like a closed compound of some kind, but wanted it to be a resource for the community. So the development of the summer camp, the development of our CSA program, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture. I'm wearing my Seed to Fork t-shirt, and that's the teen program for local teens that come and work on the farm in the summer. And all the other education programs, we have tour groups that come in, and then in the fall when we're open for hay rides. And we try to make that all educational and open to the public so people can come and learn about where their food comes from and learn about the more sustainable organic practices that we're trying to move into as a farming culture, I'd say. So the farmland is preserved so that it's preserved in perpetuity now through the county and the Natural Lands Trust. And as Marty said, we are now certified organic, which we're thrilled about.
I'm thrilled about that. Wow. Okay, great. So where is it? Tell everybody exactly where Snipes is.
Well, you kind of can't miss us because we're right on Route 1. Yeah. We are not far from civilization. So right Lower Bucks County between Morrisville and Yardley, right on the edge of Levittown.
Everybody.
Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
Right on Route 1. So if you're going between Princeton and Philly or Levittown and Trenton, you're coming right down Route 1. You're going right by the farm.
It's beautiful. Amazing.
Easy access.
Okay. So Linda, let's hear from you, girlfriend.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I've heard a couple people briefly touch on how Marty and John got connected here. My story is quick. I was 50 years old, looking rather pale and frail, and John Snipes was a client at my law office, and I walked into the YMCA one day for a breakfast, and John looked like this kind of gigantic muscle man all of a sudden to me, because I haven't seen him, except periodically when he popped in for something with my boss, the lawyer. So I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm going to give you a card to this guy. He's a little unorthodox in his practice."
It's great.
But
I did not have a mohawk then. I did.
That is great.
I had a full head of hair.
But he said you have to lower yourself to go to his house instead of a facility, because I had been a facility person. And I said, well, that's fine if he's worth, look at you compared to what I need, I'm going to try it. So anyway, this awesome guy had to tell me some things I didn't want to hear at 50, because I had been in a gym 20 years thinking I knew everything because I'm a Virgo type A, first child, etc. Those of you that know me know my personality. Anyway, Marty had to kind of calm down what I thought was truth and change it to what is reality. And very quickly, it dawned on me that I knew basically nothing about nutrition and hardly anything about proper exercise form. So anyway, Marty kind of fixed that with his gentle persuasions of, this is how you need to do things. You have to stop eating this, this, and this. Listen to me. You're paying me good money, and I will help you. So long story short, a 38% body fat person at 50 years old is going to be 62 2 weeks from yesterday, or 3 weeks, something like that. Anyway, August 27th, I'll be 62, and my body fat is about 19% now, and I weigh exactly the same. So tried and true, nobody wants to hear. Everybody says, quote, I'm eating perfect. We just heard that a few minutes ago. And I had no clue what perfect meant either, folks. Trust me. I thought I was doing everything right because I wasn't doing what everybody else was doing, and it was still totally off. So anyway, John Snipes got me connected to Marty. Okay? When the accident happened, my law firm got involved, et cetera, and, John was still part of the donor pool, I'll call it, that was helping Marty pay his bills. We had a benefit. We did an amazing thing to help him stay in his home by handing a big check to Marty at that point. But, the gift is these two had known each other at that point because Marty trained John. Marty was in John and Melanie's wedding. And in 2015, when Marty asked me to marry him in 2013,
Did you think about that big check?
No, that was long gone. But as time progressed, Marty said, I want to get married at Snipes Farm. And hello, these two amazing people put up with all of the craziness of a wedding outside September 26th. God was there because there was not an ounce of rain. There was a breeze. There was a full moon at the end of the day when we released our lanterns, and we were on their property from 2 o'clock to almost midnight, but horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah, John drove us in on a horse and carriage.
So they do weddings, they do special events. We are part of the agriculture share now, and I'm not kidding. When you cut into these zucchini and tomatoes, it's just different than we're organic, 100% if we can be. And it's different than even the store-bought organics because it's coming right out of the ground.
Oh, absolutely.
Brian Harrison is pointing out that you're working on your first cookbook too, by the way, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So get ready for that cookbook when it comes out, man.
You have to see the 62-year-old woman's arms because people can see you. Show off those guns.
Bam!
Whoa! Stand up, ladies. Stand up.
This is what we aspire to.
I don't want to unplug anything.
All right, so go ahead. Show them your arms.
Out there.
62 years old, everybody. Let's go.
Linda. Anyway, there's a video on my page and on Marty's page that I did this year, climbing a rope, flipping tires, running with the prowler. That's what we do at our gym. Please look at it. We're not trying to get business, guys. We're just trying to show people. I thought I knew everything. I was 50, and I did know a lot, but I had no clue of my potential. So it's clean eating, and it's hard work. And that being said,
I want to throw in, too, our business model at Extreme it's unique, and we went to a wonderful charity event that was offered a couple of weeks ago by Harvest Grill out of not the Newtown location, out of the Radnor location, and we met a bunch of great people, and we were way out of our element, an hour and a half away, so we were standing at a hi-hat table eating great food, meeting some folks, and we got to talking about what we do and that we own a gym, and they said, so what's your monthly fee? I said, we don't have a monthly fee. And he said, well, what's the length of the contracts that people have to sign up? I said, we don't have any contracts. And everybody at the table, just the conversation completely stopped. It was really a funny thing. And as everybody's mouths were kind of hanging open, finally one guy said, well, how do you guys make any money if you're not making people sign contracts or pay a monthly fee? I don't understand. So, one of the greatest things I think about the way we've been running this business, the way I set it up from the start, and today it's still 100% true as it was 18 years ago. It is literally pay as you go. We don't have a membership. We don't have a contract. We don't have a multiple month agreement. We don't have an upfront fee. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to change your life in 8 weeks, but it's going to cost you $300 right now, and I'm going to post pictures of you every week to help promote my business, whether you like it or not. There's no hitches. There's no hidden elements. Usually when they say it's too good to be true, it is.
What do you charge?
Well, most of our group classes are a $5 bill. That's it. So the door opens and people come in and they've laid down rolls of coins, $5 in coins, and put it on a table. That's it. You're done. When you're done class, you can go home. You don't ever have to come back again, ever, if you don't want to. But we feel that we are going to get you to come back because we work so hard because we have that.
Turn it over to Kathy for a
I
minute.
will.
My billboard.
I will. I will. I'll get to Kathy.
It's absolutely true because I got invited by my friend Lizard to go to this core 2-hour core class. I'm like, are you crazy? I can't not work on my core for 2 hours. There's no way I'm sitting there doing sit-ups. Well, I was like Linda. I'm thinking, I've been in and out of gyms for 20-something years. I don't say I know everything, but I walked in and Marty was teaching the class, and you did not sit there and work on your abs doing sit-ups for 2 hours. This man explained your abs to you for 3/4 of that program. And the reason I go to Extreme Fitness, and I told them tonight, I'm only not at Extreme Fitness now is because I'm here, because I hate missing class. That's the thing. We want to be there. Like if they had classes 7 days a week at 6:30, I'd be there 7 days a week at 6:30. I'm already mad because they don't have Friday and Wednesday evening classes.
And I should say, as you mentioned that, people say, how come you don't have classes every week? And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make in exercise is they over exercise. They overtrain.
Yeah.
They can't get enough food in the course of a week to deal with all the exercise they're doing. They think more is better. They think more exercise and less food is the answer, when that's only going to make you store more fat. It's going to break down your central nervous system and break down your body. So I have literally scheduled days with no classes.
But
to
I missed
force
tonight,
people
so
to
now I
rest,
missed it.
because otherwise they will come in anyway. So this is what you got. If I don't tell you to rest, you're not going to do it.
No, but when you miss a day and you can't go tomorrow, like you're like, oh no. We're there because we want to be there, and that's the amazing part about when you see the clients come in the door. We are so pumped to be there and so supportive of each other because of these guys and James and Crystal. I mean, everybody, like I just started personal training with James, and it's wonderful because I go in there and if I have a little shoulder sore, he like gives me stretches. He's like, well, we won't work on that today because it's bothering you. I've never, ever in my life, and I've been in the Y, I've been in the box, the chain store gyms, walked into a gym and met people like these guys who are invested in training you. Not because you're coming to, like he said, to spend $100 a month because you've gotten a contract. They care. So that's the whole thing. I've never been in a gym where they care. Awesome. I've had instructors come up to me and they give everybody the same workout. They don't walk around to check what you're doing and correct you. You're there for 60 minutes and they got you and that's what you do. That's not here. No, so you have to experience a boot camp.
The basic gym statistic today is that in the contract scenario where people are just paying every month to go, 14% of the people that are paying go to the gym.
Oh, I believe that. Listen, okay. So
the gyms love it, though. They're
Right.
just going, look at my bank account again, and nobody's here. It's wonderful.
yeah.
Keep donating to my
Absolutely.
cause. I can't do that. I want to work for you. I want to work for you when you pay for it. Mm-hmm. Pay me to do this now. Don't pay me and not show up. That makes me, I'll never do that. I don't understand that mode. I mean, I get it. I get it why people do it. They understand that's the business model that works. I think, sadly, there's a lot of people that get into the fitness industry with no desire to work or to change a life. It could be a very easy way to make a lot of money. Own a gym. Open it. If you build it, they will come. How many times do you see a gym open and go out of business? Almost never. There's always going to be
That's so
people coming
funny.
through. And then
You're right.
I'd rather people come back because they want to. And then they tell their stories. And, the past couple of years, we've finally broke into the niche of the extremely obese, 550, 600 pounds, trying to come through. The guy that we brought in a couple of years ago, Tim O'Neill, he did a comment down here. Tim, we love you. He, from walking from his car into the door, had to sit down, soaked in sweat, trying to carry 600 pounds, 550 pounds of mass across the room. And I don't think there was a person who saw him come on that thought he would do it. He hasn't been with us for 2 years.
Wow.
He's down 260 pounds or more. It just, because he wants to come back. And, it's another thing that we do every year or so is we run a Biggest Loser contest, and we put it out on Facebook.
that's awesome.
And say, send me a video. Tell me why. Tell me why you can't go to the gym. Tell me why you are unable to make it, or where do your financial issues. Just sell me your story. And we're up to our third person in that program, and it's basically a lifetime. We've never charged him a penny to come through the door. Just come back and save your life. What was your goal that you set? How can I help you do it? And they make friends, and they carpool, and they communicate. They share recipes on Facebook. It's just, it's a wonderful community of people that are really dedicated to the cause of being healthier. Not necessarily being skinny or being strong or being fit.
Being healthier.
They just want to be healthy.
Right.
And the attachment to the farm was an instant go-to. There's the CSA program. There's the festivals that they do almost every weekend. You guys have something going on. The spring festivals, the fall festivals. How can I get you guys to understand where healthy food's at? It's not always at the grocery store. In fact, most times it's not at the grocery store. It's at your local farm. Go there. So we're always trying to steer people that way.
So I want to just say a few things to everybody out there listening. These people are amazing. They're not just running businesses, because everyone out there who knows me, and everybody knows that I love local. Okay, I promote that. I support it. Okay, and I think everybody should. That's what makes I get frustrated, and I know we need corporations. I'm not saying we don't, but I get frustrated when people would rather go to a corporation when they have that same exact item that they could get locally from a mom and pop. Okay, so guys, I don't care if you have to drive, 5 minutes versus sit on your computer and do this. Drive 5 minutes. Right. Because you owe it. You owe it to the community. You owe it to yourself. You do. So if we all kind of thought the same way, imagine how amazing the community could be, right?
Right. And, one of the things about the CSA program that's so cool, which people are not used to dealing with, if that's the right phrase, is they go to the grocery store because I like broccoli. I want broccoli. So you're going to go to the grocery store and get broccoli. Every week you go to the CSA, and what's available in a growing season that week is what's there. So there might be 10 or 15 different vegetables or spices or things you've never tried in your life. But because it was grown, it was just harvested, and why not try this? So it broadens your whole nutritional palate when you see that there's things to try that you would.
The other thing that people don't understand is there's reasons for seasons. So whatever's growing for that season is really how God intended it to be for you to have nutrition at that moment. Yeah. That's why we're not, pineapples, we shouldn't even really have them here. Hawaii has pineapples, but have them in the summertime, not in the winter. That's what, what I'm saying? Yeah. So people have to really get that too. So whatever is in season is really what you're supposed to be eating.
We also say eat ugly veggies. Eat ugly
veggies.
I
love ugly veggies, man. I even love ugly pets though, I do. I always gravitated towards that,
But so we grow organically, so they're not going to look like what you'd find in the grocery store where they've all been sized and they've all been made
dude, they
to look
taste
perfect.
so much better.
Right, they taste like cardboard.
Oh, they taste so good.
So if you're eating ugly veggies, there's a little ding on it. It's got a bump
so
on the
great.
side. It's unique. It's beautiful. It's just the way God made it.
When I had to change my life, I was very, very sick. I was about 100 pounds. I was very, very sick. Okay. And I knew I would die if I didn't go away. I went and learned about fasting, and that was my first journey right there. And I tell people all the time. I said, everything in my life is organic. My bed is organic. My pillows, my cleaning supplies, everything that goes on and in my body is all. So, and I even now went to behind the scenes in a lab for Pure Haven. My daughter's selling these products now. And we went there. We drove 5 hours a few weeks ago to go, and they let us in the labs and everything to make sure everything they were saying was on the up and up. So I believe 100% in local and organic. That's all there is to it for me. But what's funny about the ugly food is this. It's probably, listen, guys, what he's saying is making a lot of sense, because when I have to buy from the grocery store, I look for the ugliest food. I look for the fruit that's not so perfect, because if it's so perfect, I question it. I do, and that's so funny that you brought that up about the ugly, because I just love that.
Well, or nobody's going to buy it, and it's going to wind up in a dumpster in the back of the building. And what a shame that is, man.
It's terrible.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, my gosh.
Agreed. No, we love it, man. It's always exciting, and we don't pay. They send out a great newsletter every week that tells you what's going to be available for pickup at the CSA each week. But
recipes.
We don't read it because I want to be surprised. I'd rather walk in and see what are we going to pick this time, and just go down the line. And yes, sometimes they have some fresh food that's been prepared. That zucchini cake that you guys had was awesome. Magnificent.
These are like samples and recipes that we give out, so folks can learn how to use the produce that we're growing.
So every single person here on this panel, because of our ages, because sometimes, when I have younger people, I don't know how to talk to them anymore. Okay? They don't know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Everyone here obviously knows Walter Matthau, right?
Of course.
All right. So I'm a vegan chef, and I got certified through the Natural Gourmet Institute in New York years ago, and his daughter owns the school. All right? She is one of the smartest nutritionists in this country. And the stuff that she taught me, and I thought I knew it all, what she taught me, I could not believe some of the things. But we talked a lot about ugly food. And so that's why I'm just like cracking up hearing you say that, because I'm a fan. Like, guys, listen, go to your local farms, go to their farm, buy ugly fruit and veggies.
Just the whole experience of
You know?
being at the farm. There's just it really is. It's amazing. You don't want to get back in your car.
We also include pick your own.
Okay.
People join the buy share in the farm, so folks can pick beans and cherry tomatoes, blueberries,
peppers.
blackberries.
He's doing
hot
wildflowers
peppers.
too.
Flowers,
We've had
herbs.
flowers. So, and that's a great experience to get out on the land again. Back to the issue of actually being able to experience where it came from. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. As Marty likes to say, it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, man. It really is, man.
We also have 150 very happy chickens that live free range
Cluckingham Palace.
in Cluckingham Palace.
Oh my gosh, guys, that's amazing.
Yes, that's actually where they sleep at night. It's a trailer that we retrofitted with roosting poles and nesting boxes. And so they go as soon as the sun starts to set, 150 chickens just make their way into Cluckingham Palace on their own, hop up on the roosting poles, and go right to sleep. And as soon as the sun rises, they wake up, they hop off the pole, they lay their egg, and then they run around free range within electronetting, protections from the foxes, and they have a wonderful life. Because we teach the kids, we teach everybody involved with our farm that animals who help to feed us deserve the best life possible.
So, can I ever hug a chicken?
Absolutely.
You got to catch it, though.
I would love to introduce you to
Get your cardio in.
any
No,
chickens.
I had an accident with my knee. I can't catch it, but will you sit it on my lap?
I would be
Sure,
glad
for you,
to catch
absolutely.
a chicken for you.
I would love to hug the chicken. I'm not kidding. I really want to hug it.
Anytime. We have some lovely chickens for you to meet.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And the last part of the Cluckingham Palace story is that it's a mobile chicken coop. So we move it and the fencing down the field. So the chickens are eating the bugs, eating the weed seeds, and then fertilizing.
Oh my
the
gosh,
ground.
Cluckingham
So
Palace.
it's a great
the
ancient
chickens.
technology.
Yes.
Yes.
Cluckingham Palace, here I come, baby.
Waiting
Awesome.
for you.
But I'm not kidding.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, you
you,
have
you
to come
lose
over.
all this. I go there usually to pick up the share during a break in the middle of a day, and I pull off of Route 1. Your hair standing straight up. You just came through a traffic jam, and you get on the dirt road and you zigzag around, and you get out of the car, and everything just drops.
Yeah, you take a big deep breath in
Yeah.
and out, and the stress just leaves your body.
Well, I'm
It's
in,
amazing.
baby. I'm in. And I can
cool.
kiss it, right?
Absolutely.
I am. Oh my goodness. Phew. All right, so we've got about 15 minutes left for the show. So this is what we're going to do. We'll start over here again, and we're going to have each of you talk for a few more minutes about something really important that you want the people out there to hear from you personally, okay? Start with you.
So, after listening to all the stories this evening, I'm just reminded of the wholeness of life, and that we are mind, body, and spirit, and that all aspects of our lives need attention and dedication and commitment. I do feel challenged to consider.
Come on, Mel. I ask every Tuesday and Thursday, or is it Mondays and Wednesdays, John? You remember?
I have tried to be a client in the past, but I do feel inspired by this evening to do that. And the spiritual aspect of community and being with creation, I do feel that helps us to be whole. Because our spirits need a lot of nourishment, our bodies need nourishment, our minds need nourishment. And I did want to add, in terms of the work that we do educationally, camp is probably the most impactful because we do have some kids with us all summer. But we also work with schools, and we have planted school gardens. We're actually at the Lawrenceville Public School, Lawrenceville Elementary School.
Beautiful.
And we've been there for many years, and have a lovely partnership plus with the Valley Day School and the Fallsington School and at Grandview Elementary. And each one of those is like such a special community to us. So because we can bring the spirit of the farm into a school community, and then they
Beautiful.
can also come to the farm sometimes. And so the 5K is really supporting the breadth of our education programming, which we are so grateful for because there's so many low-income schools that can't afford our programs, and we are kind of the hands-on extension of what they're learning in books.
Beautiful.
And so we're so grateful to Extreme, and just so glad for the friendships and the laughter and the joy connected to it.
So I have to give a shout out. Guys, you know who is watching this show right now? The legendary Ken Brady from the original Casinos in 1968. His song was now inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a year ago.
So cool,
Then you
man.
can tell me goodbye. So listen, Mr. Ken, if you want, at 6:28, call in and we will close out. Sing it, baby, if you want to sing to these people, okay? 6:28, guys. All right, Ken? All right, love you. I'm serious. If you're listening at 6:28, call in and sing it. What would you like to say?
So, Jerry, I wanted to pick up on what you said about local and about supporting local.
Yep.
And what Marty and Linda have been talking about is really empowerment. People taking power back for themselves.
That's right.
And not saying I have to live a life based on chips and soda.
So beautiful.
But I can actually make choices for myself. And your story about the people that are really trying to pull themselves back from real serious illness, that's a kind of personal empowerment, and in a way that's what we do as well. That when we bring kids on the farm, we're empowering them to understand where their food comes from.
Beautiful.
When our visitors come, we're empowering them to feel the importance of local economy and local farms, and that they can support that. They can choose where their money goes.
Okay, beautiful.
So this September 21st, we're doing a major fundraiser at Snipes Farm and Education Center, and our speaker is Judy Wicks. And Judy is the founder of the White Dog Cafe in Philadelphia, and has been a leader and innovator in so many ways in the local sustainable movement. And she's going to talk about how communities can empower themselves as a community through revitalizing main streets, bringing local businesses back to health, entrepreneurship, and people starting their own businesses and creating those kind of networks at the local community. So as we talk tonight, I hear, personal and spiritual empowerment, and I hear community empowerment as well.
Beautiful.
That we as local communities can take back some of the power that we've given over to other people over our lives and take that back for ourselves. And
Beautiful.
we can't do everything, but we can start somewhere.
Beautiful.
Like that person that makes the first step into the door at the gym is making a decision. The person who decides to join our CSA, for instance, and just start with a little bit of fresh veggies and organic. That's a start.
Beautiful.
And then move from there. But we can do that as communities as well. We can support our local businesses, and we can rebuild our communities.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to say?
I would say that to anybody who's listening and will watch, I'm sure it's reposted, folks, you can never truly be happy if you're not healthy. And your health is all yours to make or break. So trying to find your way to healthy is a long and arduous journey. There will be mountains, there will be valleys, there will be rivers you have to cross. Not one day of it will be easy. If anybody tells you it's going to be easy, they are lying. Ain't that true?
Amen.
Everybody who's tried it, they know it. It's not easy. Every day is a challenge. It's a challenge for me. I'm very fortunate. I have a super supportive wife that's gotten me through all of the things I needed to get through, nutritionally, physically, emotionally. And to find a community of people that are going to help support you is the goal. Doesn't have to be my gym. Doesn't matter where you are. There is a place.
No, but it does have to be his.
I would like it to be my place.
It does
Yeah.
have to be Extreme Fitness.
No, I have to
Give
say.
us a shout. But,
No,
you know,
I have to say this. I want to talk now.
No.
Yes.
What do you think? It's your show?
No, I have to talk. It does have to be their place. And it does have to be their place right now, because if you guys heard every single thing that they are talking about and that they are doing for children that are homeless, that they go and they pick them up and they bring them to this farm, okay? These guys over here, what they're doing to help empower this, you guys are all working together. So no. Say it again. Where does it have to be?
Extreme Fitness Personal Training, 6 Headley Place, Fallsington, PA, 19054.
There you go. Snipes Farm. Say it again.
Snipes Farm Education Center, 890 West Bridge Street in Morrisville, Pennsylvania.
That's where it has to be, guys.
And I'll tell you, folks, to get into the habit of giving back.
That's right.
To something. It could be anything. It could be the SPCA. It could be dropping that extra penny into the counter by the register where you're buying something. Take a penny, leave a penny. Come to Snipes Farm on Sunday, September 16th at 9 a.m. It's going to be a wonderful day. You being there will help us, help the farm. That helps the farm, help those kids. And together, we do great things. We do much better things together than we're ever going to do alone. And you might meet some new people. You might find that this is just something you want to get behind all the time. And like myself, it might just make you feel like giving back is something you want to do a whole lot more of for the rest of your life.
We have a phone caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Hello, who's calling? Okay.
That's all right.
Ken Brady, call us, baby.
What do you got, Lynn?
Just also for the 5K, you can pre-register groups of people. Marty has a website set up.
Yeah, you can search for the event on Facebook directly. Just search Charity 5K and Spartan Scarecrow Obstacle Course. It's also on Eventbrite. Going through Facebook, the whole thing links right through there because they're partners with Eventbrite. Or you could go to Eventbrite directly and Google that. Google 5Ks in Morrisville. But you'll find it, that it's there. It's the Charity 5K and Spartan Scarecrow Obstacle Course. And it's at Snipes Farm on September 16th.
So I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say thank you to you guys for not just being guests on my show, but for everything that you guys do. And I'm not kidding. I mean that from the bottom of my heart because I only stalked you guys a little bit, all right? And I did not realize the extent of it. So when Kathy, thank you, Kath. You know I love you.
I just want to say I'm blessed because there's a few people in my life that I'm very blessed that Lizard brought me into this.
He's such a great guy.
He is. He's amazing.
As he just commented, look at all those gorgeous women.
Get your mind out of there, Lizard. No, we're not getting naked with you.
I met Geri and I'm blessed and I've known the Snipes for years. I mean, I grew up on Bridge Street in Morrisville, so I used to walk on up, toddle up, and play miniature golf at Snipes Farms when I was very young. So I just feel very blessed to have made all these connections, and I just can't say it enough to please support Extreme Fitness and the fall program because we're all going to be there, and it's going to be a blast.
It's
amazing.
So fun.
Amazing what you guys do.
Yeah.
I did just want to say one real word of gratitude, and that is to Sam Snipes, who is going to be 99 on August.
Oh my gosh! Amazing.
And to his wife Marion, who is there.
The numbers on the screen. Gino, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Gino. All right. So go ahead. 99.
That's right. So yeah, Jonathan's father, Jonathan and Susan, his sister, who both were the ones to found the nonprofit, and their dad, Sam, will be 99 on August 15th.
99.
And he and his wife, Marion, are two biggest cheerleaders.
Amazing.
And the whole family has been holding all of our projects. And so
Yep.
Gratitude to all of them.
Amen to that 99.
Right on.
All right, phone caller. Come on, baby.
Hey, hello, my name's Tom Roselli. I'm a client of Marty and Lyndon's.
Is that Dom Roselli?
Hi, Dom.
Dom.
Can you guys hear me?
Dom was the first person we brought into the Biggest Loser program.
Oh, okay.
And he was 550 pounds, and one of his heart valves went bad. And they had to open him up and replace the valve. And he had complications from the surgery. Sadly, they had to open him up again and go back in and do some repairs. And how much you weighing now, Dom?
A little over 300.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
over another one, over 250 pounds in the neighborhood lost. And
classes.
Yeah, he does classes. He does. We try to, with the Biggest Loser folks like that we don't charge to come into the facility at all. When they lose weight, their reward is that they get to set up a personal training session with myself or Linda, and we give them a session at no charge also. So we just we do what we can to keep guys like this guy who's got a wife and 2 beautiful boys alive and here for them. And, I'm glad you called in, Dom. We love you, bud.
Dom,
you guys are great. I mean, you changed my life. You know, you saved my life.
Dom, I want to say thank you for calling in and congratulations. We have another caller and we have to close the show in 2 minutes. And God is good, Dom. God is good. All right,
thank you.
Yep. Okay. Hello, phone caller.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. Guys, do you realize who is on this phone?
Totally awesome, man.
Okay? This is Ken Brady. Yes. Woo. Ken Brady, I love you. I can't wait to see you. I'm invited to a 75th birthday party in Florida, guys. I'm going to meet a lot more entertainers. Ken, I love you. So,
you're breaking up on me, sweet.
all right, close us out. Close us out. Sing it, Ken.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Kiss me each morning for a million years. Hold me each evening at your side. Tell me you love me for a million years. Then if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. How's that, baby?
Baby.
I'm a little hoarse.
I
just got off of 3 shows. I did one last night. I got one tomorrow night, and then Saturday, and then I get to go home for about 15 days, and I got to come back up to Michigan and do 3 more, and then I go home again. And I think I'm going to sit down for a while.
74 years old, going to be 75 in March, and still touring, him and his amazing wife, Cindy. How's that?
You go, brother.
Hey, let me tell you something, sweetie. She called in and left you a message. She got these green tomatoes, and she wants to know if she has to thaw them out or just put them in, cook them, or how you do.
Okay, thaw them out, and then bake them.
Thaw them out?
And then bake them.
Then bake them.
Yep.
How long?
What a way to end the show.
So listen, 350, and everybody's ovens are different. So 350, and then you check them, let them get crispy.
Okay.
All right, I love you guys.
I don't do those green tomatoes. I like the red.
No, you're gonna taste you are tasting my green tomatoes, and they're organic, mister. All right, love you guys. Thank you, Ken.
I promised you I will, and I will, but I make a funny face.
Okay, it's okay. I want photos of you making funny faces. You have to take a photo. Cindy has to take a photo of you tasting my green tomato. We have to post that everywhere.
I'm going to send it to you, sweet pea.
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you, baby.
Everybody, thank you for watching this amazing show. Again, Extreme Fitness, Snipes Farm, Mr. Ken Brady.
Nice.
Thank you so
Well
much.
done, man. Great being here. Thanks for watching and listening if you were on board.
Thank you.